certain. Simply curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known. Would have kept me from the one I had today. From my home, cracked and broken asphalt everywhere. I could have ended up just like that broken road, with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing. I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve. Because one street over there's a life I could have known. Would have kept me from the one I love today.
Yes, hello. Here we are. It is time to get into it. This is 1100 WSG. I'm LaVern, and this is, if you've been with us a while, this is One Street Over. What's going on one street over from where you live in? We love it here. I love to always quote my county mayor, Billy Vogel. He says, we are blessed because we get to live and work in Robertson County, y'all. And that is true. But now you actually live in Sumner, don't you?
I do, yeah. Sarah, I do, right next door.
Sarah Ricciardi is here, and she is with us today for StayPositive.news. And so you're right there. And since we share White House, it's like we're...
I know.
Kissing cousins with Sumner County,
We are.
We have to work together. Because I had Mandy Christensen and Jerry Herman.
I saw that. Yeah.
And so they come in on the first Tuesday to update us on all things White House.
Yeah.
So it's always interesting to hear Mandy because she has to navigate the waters between two of the political things, and I'm like, I don't know what.
Yeah, like our government lunches and stuff. You've got
very
got both sides.
Yeah,
everybody.
That's
I love Mr. Herman. He's so fun.
He's fun. He's retiring.
I know. Yeah,
and he's a hoot now. He's a lot of fun to talk to, and just an interesting dude.
Yeah,
got a very interesting background. There's going to be some big shoes to fill up there in White House when you go to get your new. City administrator, I guess he is called. We have our city manager here in Ryan Martin, and so it's the same type of role, but I think they have different titles, actually. Yeah. I have a question for you, because I know you have been affiliated with a lot of stuff with DCO, Decisions, Choices, and Options. Their big dinner is tomorrow night at, I'm assuming, the Baptist Church there in Hendersonville, and they're honoring Joey Wassel because she is retiring. Are you going to that dinner?
I'm not.
See, I'm not on. I haven't signed up for it either. Susie Allen reached out to me, and it was the day of the talent show, and I was just.
I can't wait to hear about that.
Yeah, our talent show was fabulous. It was just the best thing ever.
Okay, we gotta do something on that.
Well, I tell you, just so many talented kids. Schools, you need to give your kids an opportunity to just show off. Because there are some things that these kids have got so much talent that they're just kind of keeping to themselves because nobody's giving them a platform, and nobody's really asking. And I don't know what made me. It's an introductory thing. I've got this little questionnaire, and one of the questions on there prompts them, what is something you're proud of? What is something you do? And that's a question people like to ask. Tell us something nobody knows about you. But I give them a chance to write it out so they're not having to, I do this. And now I do typically, if they say I can play guitar, I can sing something for me, or, play something for me. And because I love
with
music.
The class, like right there in front of everybody, or out?
Not always.
Okay.
Not always.
Yeah.
Well, and I might give them an opportunity.
Yeah.
And if they say no, and then I'll catch them later and say, okay, then I'll
Yeah,
do it privately. Because some of them are just waiting for somebody to go, and they'll go, and I mean, they're just ready.
Yeah.
They just need somebody to invite the opportunity. And so now the ones that are shy, you can still. I had one last year. He's like, I play guitar. And I said, okay, I've got a guitar in there because of all these amazing guitar players we've discovered. I keep a guitar in the room now or in the studio. And he said, okay. So, but he was shy about it. And as he played for me, he was new at it. He had, he wasn't super skilled yet, but he's getting there.
Yeah.
And it's fun because it just feeds in these kids the desire to get better. Where they can participate. And making sure, I forgot to turn this down. This is probably running in the background behind me. Anyway, I turned it down, but if I don't pause it, the music, somebody's going to be going, LaVern, there's music behind you. I'm like, oh, sorry about that. But anyway, so we've decided we're going to do talent shows twice a year. Mm-hmm. We're going to do them at the first quarter when we get to school. Mm-hmm. So the kids have already been told, get your act together this summer.
Yeah.
We're going to come back and we'll have a talent show in the first quarter, and then we're going to do one right after spring break.
Yeah.
That way we kind of come back. And I had thought about trying to do it before spring break, but because of midterms and all of that, I just don't see how to make that happen.
Yeah.
So I think we've kind of found our sweet spot with our timing. The only thing is we get a little bit in the way of the spring musical that they have, but our sweet theater music teacher, Miss Willis, has been so gracious to share the stage with us. And they're putting on a play called Alice by Heart that is going to be phenomenal.
Oh, how fun.
Because some of the kids are spilling over from some of the kids that have found themselves through the talent show. I was going
to ask you.
They're now in the theater.
Yeah.
And that's something she told me. We've got a lot of kids in this play coming up that have never touched theater, but they were talent show kids. Mm-hmm. Now, we've had a couple of them that had there was one or two in particular, they were going to do something in the play, and now they're going, but they're talent show kids. They're, musicians, but there's several of them that are in there and they're tearing it up and doing great. And I've seen little romances start, which are just as cute as it can be. I just get such a kick out of these kids. But anyway, we're having fun. We are.
So, good. I'm glad.
Good stuff.
I'm glad. I'll have to, I definitely want to do an article, LaVern, on the talent show.
Okay.
So I'm sure you've got pictures.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorites, one of them that's in the news today, is Baker Lawrence. He's one of my kids that just very unassuming, and he sang Iron Man and rocked the house.
Oh, wow.
And there's this one shot I've got of him of doing the Iron Man pose with his arms out, and he's got the leather jacket on and the sunglasses. And it was just awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just, I could start talking about each one of them, but they're all so phenomenal.
So fun.
It was just fun. But and we'll get better every year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a good time. It's a good time. But
is this your second year or?
This is the first year for the talent show. We did a fall talent show. Like I said, that first quarter.
Okay.
And then, and originally we were going to do it as a fundraiser. Our program really doesn't need money because it's a well-funded program. So we made it a free show this past time. And there may be times we have to put a little, cost on it or something if I see that we have something we need. But we made it free so more people could come. And we always make the show for the kids free.
Yeah.
At the school. We don't, and some of the clubs have to charge because they're traveling and doing, these competitions that are so expensive. Mm-hmm. And we just do local competitions. All of our stuff is, virtual kind of competition. So we're not traveling. I'm not one to want to travel with a bunch of teenagers. That's just not something in my...
What?
That just seems like God bless those, the FFA ones and all these HOSAs and FBLA.
Yeah.
I know, and that's a lot. One of the ones that travel with the cheerleaders and all these competitions, that's a lot. And I'm like, I just don't see that fitting into my world very well. But so nonetheless, so we don't need a lot of the money that a lot of the clubs do. But some of these other clubs, when they are selling stuff, buy it because they're trying to fund these trips and they get a lot out of it. Yeah. But it's good. It's good. We're having a good time.
Good.
And teaching the kids something, you know.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. I love
and
that.
they're getting a lot out of it. So again, Sarah Ricciardi, she is the
Creative director.
creative director,
Yeah, and co-owner, yeah.
and the co-owner of StayPositive.news. How are y'all doing as an entity? It seems to be growing and everything. How are things going?
Yeah, our growth is pretty consistent, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And across the platforms, and our writers are finding like their niche too, which is exciting.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that on the way over. Like they are finding their niche, and that's just fun and gaining more confidence because we love to hear the different voices, right? Telling the stories. So that's been a lot of fun. We're doing more video lately behind the stories, and they're helping with that as well. So it's just fun to kind of reveal more of the team behind Stay Positive News. I had somebody ask, what do you do when you run out of good news? And I was like, I don't know how to answer that because we haven't.
No, you don't.
You know, we really, which is wonderful. So whether the writers are giving leads or you're seeing something on Facebook or whatever, it's wonderful to be able to showcase that. It's just a powerful thing. And I was reminded one of our top stories the past, I try to talk about the top stories the past 30 days. And one of them was about a mother's mission, a son's legacy. And I saw something posted online about this, not our particular story, but this mother's story. And it reminded me again how what we share, it always starts with something painful, often starts with something painful, but it's what the person does with it. And then, of course, you and I know God takes it, right, when we allow it, and he redeems it. And so this particular mom lost her son in a horrific accident, and there was somebody to blame for that. And so she's in the middle of the court stuff right now. And I didn't realize that because she didn't focus on that. The story focused on how she used that as a time to give back to the community. And that was, she got more time with her son because people had donated blood. And because of that, she had those moments to know that he knew she was there, and that just mattered, right? That matters. Moments matter. And because of that, then she decided she was going to do a blood drive in his honor.
Right.
Yearly, I believe. So it's
amazing.
it's just neat to see that part and to get to shine the spotlight on that so that encourages people. Because when all we see is the painful side of the story, good golly, we lose hope, right?
Yeah.
We get fearful. We get kind of withdrawn. It's just human nature. But when we focus on the powerful side, it just breathes that courage into other people. So it was just, loved seeing that kind of full circle.
Very cool. And I'm looking at the story right now. I had not seen this one, and I'm assuming he died in a car accident or something.
It was a gun scenario, and I don't know the details, but somebody was mishandling a firearm. And
my goodness!
He got shot.
Horrifying.
Yeah, so it was fast. It was awful.
That is awful.
Yeah.
That is awful. That's one thing. It's not too early to talk to your kids about that kind of stuff because I have young grandchildren. These are conversations we have all the time.
Yes.
And about if you were to, everybody's super careful about putting things away, but would, I was asking mine, would you ever pick up one? No. I said, are you sure? And I mean, you got to double down on that stuff.
Yeah.
And make sure that they know. And then you think about their friends. If you send, somebody over to somebody's house, what's the situation there?
Right.
And, God bless them. That's horrifying.
I know.
That's horrifying. That's so sad. So sad. Well, God bless her. And, doing something like that to just remember him and, keep his memory alive. There's so many. We've got Gina Head that does her run for her son who died, and I think I've got the names right. But anyway, her son that was killed by a drunk driver.
Yes.
And it's just so tragic. But you think about that and the different things that happen. But then you take something good out of it, and you take that tragedy and you turn it for good. So
Yes.
anyway, but
Yeah.
anyway, that's an amazing story. So we have that one, and then what other story would you like to focus on that you think?
Yeah. Well, kind of along with a little bit connected because we're talking about blood drive and that sort of thing. TriStar is doing an event coming up in May called Stop the Bleed. And so I had done one of my first stories was about a guy who was on a job site. There was an accident. This man was losing a lot of blood, and he ended up saving his life. And so I got to do this story on it. And it just, when I saw the event, I was like, oh, that's kind of handy to know that information. And so that's going on in May, which just is that reminder. It's here at, North Crest, just a reminder of the kind of community that we're involved in, that gives back, that teaches other people, which I think is so important. But
well, and the Stop the Bleed thing is something that they cover for the kiddos in the criminal justice classes and in the medical classes, like the HOSA group. Gina Feder, she is she teaches the nursing classes, the medical classes at our school, and she's brought hospital people in to do that. My husband has a Stop the Bleed training that he does through his criminal justice program.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And it's not super complicated, and it's one of those things. I love that you mentioned that because it's so important. There was a like a training that we went to over the summer for teachers about what you would do if the unthinkable happens, and they shared a story about a young boy that was caught in a school shooting, and if somebody had just known how to stop the bleed, they could have saved that child's life.
Gosh,
because his artery, that primary artery in his leg was hit and bled out. And if they'd have known how to stop the bleed, and it's not hard. You just have to know what to do, and it's so vitally important. But that's so cool. Tell them again when that is that they're doing that.
May 14th is the first one, and then I think it's the 27th is the other one. They're doing free lunch. You can register on their Facebook page. Like you can go to their event through that, TriStar North Crest. And it's a powerful thing to know.
Yeah, for sure. And so, I mean, that's the thing. If you go to staypositive.news, you just learn all these little things. And I'll get in here with Sarah, and she'll start talking about one, and I'll pull one up, and I'm like, well, I didn't see that one. And then I start going down a rabbit hole, and I'm like, oh, there's that one. I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah.
Because, there's so much that you want to read. I can't believe somebody thought you'd run out.
I know.
There's so much stuff in here.
Yeah.
But it's so cool.
I love it. And, we were talking about students, right? You were talking about students, and you and I, we do talk about them every time I'm here because we have that common thread. We just see all the good that they're doing. But our most popular stories are always really about students and young people. So we did one about fifth graders. Believe it or not, fifth grade leadership program going on, which is super cool. And I got to go in their room and interview them and ask them, what is a leader like to you, and all these things. And, as they're talking about how because they had to interview to be on the leadership team, they had to be interviewed by the principal.
Oh my goodness.
And two other teachers. I thought,
that's a
wow.
big deal.
I know, it's a big deal. And then
especially in fifth grade.
I know, right?
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, and funny story, we had, because my husband works with youth, right? So we had a teenager who was a junior in high school, and the principal of this particular school, he knew her, and he would always come in and he would say, where is she? Because he was terrified of her even as a junior. So
that's hysterical.
I'm like, yeah. And they were interviewed. She's phenomenal, though. She's a good friend. And so they were talking about, what is a leader? And then they would say, LaVern, because I would say, what have you, how are you different now versus when you started at the beginning of the school year in the program? And they would talk about their confidence growing. And here they are, fifth graders. And, it's just easy to think that maybe they don't identify the trajectory or the trail of events, right, leading to something. And they totally hit the nail on the head. And they said things like, because I'm around these kids that are confident I'm more confident, who we're around matters, all this stuff. So how powerful for them to have that mindset, as they're finishing up elementary, getting ready to go into middle school.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it was just really fun to do the article.
That is really cool. I love that because that's one of the, we're talking about the talent show, seeing the confidence level of these kids that are getting up there going, I can do this, and it's phenomenal. Yeah. We're kind of getting a few divas. No, I'm kidding. But maybe a little. No. I'm teasing. But I do get a kick out of seeing the kids, from the talent show, the news, and all that, and they get confident, and then they're like, they're the authority.
I know.
They're the authority on it, and I get so tickled at them, but they're so fun. They're just so fun. So let's pause for a second because we do have some ads we need to run. We're getting very close to being sold out with sponsors on the show here, and woohoo, that is a good thing to have because we set a bar, and we just don't want to do more ads than we don't want to be just a long commercial. But we do appreciate our sponsors. And we're going to start with Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. Bless Barry's heart. I had to call him in the middle of class yesterday because I had something where we had recorded something and the sound wasn't right and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what do I do? And he told me exactly what to do. He's just so good because he was in this industry. He was a media marketing. I say this all the time, but it bears repeating. He was a media marketing vice president for 17 years up in Nashville. So when he got out of that and decided to go into real estate because his sweet bride pulled him into this, because he was always helping her with her business. And so he saw that, hey, this is a good fit for me as well. Yeah. And so he went full time with it. But you bring that marketing expertise to the table when you're selling property. It's priceless. I mean, it's just priceless. I just can't imagine how you could do better, guys, with somebody when especially if you've had property listed and it's just not seeing any action. Go talk to Barry and Rebecca because maybe they need better pictures, maybe they need some videography, some drone footage. He's got all kinds of fun drones where he can take footage. He can even fly one through your house and do like this little drone tour in your house. He can do walkthrough tours, all kinds of fun stuff. But he's an expert at it. And so when you put your property out there, it's going to absolutely be seen in the absolute best light. You're going to know that. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist, been at this a long time. So she knows what she's talking about. If you're somebody that's ready to downsize, you're like, okay, my kids have moved away. They're not coming back. I don't need all this property. Don't need all this house. You want to do something different. She says the biggest mistake people make is they wait a little too long. If they think that's something they might want to do, they need to really come and talk to them because what they'll end up doing is they wait until they just about have to do it, and then it's daunting. And so she says, if you think that's something you might want to do, get in front of that early. If that was something I was wanting to do, I'm in my 60s now, I might want to have a conversation with them. I'm not. I have people call me all the time wanting to buy my property. It's not for sale. Won't be for sale, I don't think, ever. But nonetheless, for somebody that, if you're in your 60s, hitting close to 70s, and it's something you think you might want to do, you need to have a conversation with them before you get to the place where it's just a have to. So reach out to Barry and Rebecca today. I could talk about them for hours, really, about all the things that they do. Barry, if you go to his page right now on social media, he's looking at a lot of the new construction that's happening in Cross Plains. So you're interested in that and getting a new home, reach out to them and they can help walk you through it. You got to find how much home you can qualify for. We're going to talk about a little bit with that with Valor Mortgage here in just a moment. But there's so many questions. They've got answers for you. Barry and Rebecca Richards at Exit Prime Realty. You can go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com, or give them a call at 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424, and always let them know that you turned sent you. They will be at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival because they are sponsoring members and on the board, and they have always brought you that. I'll be there, but they'll have their little tent set up so they can do a free market analysis or help you with a lot of things right there. So, and that's the third weekend in May.
Okay.
So we'll have more on that. Yeah.
You knew what I was going to ask.
Yeah. Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, always just such a wonderful time. And if you've never been, guys, man, the venue there at Kilgore Park is just phenomenal. They've got this old tobacco barn that when you come in, it's just kind of sits down in a hollow.
Yeah.
And you got Honey Run Creek in behind it. And it's May 15th and 16th. So the 15th, we will have the fiddle competition. And Dan Kelly, in his memory, the fiddle competition for kiddos, and it's really anything with strings, anything or even harmonica, anything that goes along with bluegrass. And they'll have a clogging competition that there's even adults can compete in that.
Wow!
And then on Saturday, then we got music all day. It'll be just fabulous. The Tennessee Mafia Jug Band's coming. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
They're a big crowd favorite, so they're going to be there. But it's going to be a good time. And with that said, we are talking with Sarah Ricciardi. She is with StayPositive.news about all the things that are positive in our world right now that we need to look at. I was just caught my eye, a tiger named Tiggy.
Yeah.
What is that one about?
How did you know which one I wanted to talk about?
Is it really? It just because the title pulled me.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I love it.
Talk to me about this story.
Well, you're familiar with CASA, right?
Yes,
and what they do.
CASA's amazing.
Court appointed,
special advocates.
Yes. And so we got this story from them, which, they love when they get to a point and they can send a good story, right? When it's kind of full circle. So this one is about a brother and sister that were fostered and then adopted by their foster family and their foster parents. And their foster parents are older, right? And so they didn't necessarily have that in mind that they were going to foster and then adopt. But God just laid it on their heart, and so they did. And it's a beautiful story because the foster process took a long time. Like, it was a long time for these kids just not knowing, for the parents not knowing for sure if it would work out. And they were young, when they went to them. And so the whole thing was their source of comfort for the kids was a stuffed animal, right, named Tiggy for the little boy, and that's where the title comes from. Okay. So when they were able to sign the adoption papers and get the pictures at the courthouse here in Springfield, all the things, the kids came up on their own. They said, we want to do something for kids in foster care. And so they wanted to collect stuffed animals to gift kids in foster care. And so it was one for every, I think, day that they were in foster care. I can't remember the number, LaVern, but really cool. And so they started this, and very quickly they hit their goal. And then they're surpassing it. So they're just continuing to do this. And so if you want information on how you can donate, you can visit the article to see. But really cool story, again, about kids stepping up and leading in that quiet way. But again, if you need a good dose of hope for the future, just head over to staypositive.news and see what these kids are doing, because it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And hats off to the adults who are providing that environment for them to grow in like that. And
it was 43 months these kids were in foster.
Yeah.
43 months, guys.
That's a long time.
Can you imagine? That's a lifetime for a little kid.
Yes.
And so they collected 43 stuffies and gave them to CASA to hand out. And CASA, if you don't really know what CASA is, if you think you want to be a CASA, man, these are the people that go with these kids when they come into foster care. They'll have social workers that'll change, attorneys will change, all these different adults. It's just got to be so scary.
Yes.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, all of that
all these different times. You get used to somebody, and the next thing you know, they've changed to somebody else. Your CASA stays with you.
Yeah.
And it's the same person. It's a familiar face. And I know there's times that maybe that has to change, but, but for the most part, CASA stays with you. Your court-appointed special advocate goes with you and is there just to make sure that the child has somebody speaking for them.
Yes.
And not the attorney of the different parents or the attorney for the foster family or all these different things, because that's all involved. who's taking care of the kids? That's what CASA does.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing program. Amazing program. It's one of those bucket list things I'd love to be involved with. There's so many things. There's so many good things out there I want to do.
I know. And they take really good care of their volunteers, because I see some really fun pictures. So
they do. They take real good care of but CASA is a really cool thing. And this picture, I'm sure right here where they are adopting these kids, I bet their CASA is standing there with them. One of them.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you.
Yeah.
I bet you one of them's the CASA.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is a cool story. What a fun, sweet story. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yep.
If you've not discovered staypositive.news, guys, you don't know what you're missing. It is such a, it just makes you smile. It just makes you smile. Every story there will give you just a sweet feeling. It's a whole lot better than going to these news articles that are just so heavy. And I mean, every time you turn it on, it's like, what in the world?
Yeah.
And to me, it's a no-brainer just flipping over to staypositive.news and seeing all the wonderful stuff that's going on. But we are, what would be something that you would say, are y'all needing any writers? Are you needing any help in regards to what you're doing there at staypositive.news?
So I would absolutely love, we do need male writers.
Gotcha.
So if there is a guy out there, just because we all have different voices, right? And I would love one more guy willing to write. And if you are passionate about sports in particular, that's an area right now. Mr. V is amazing, and he's having to kind of push pause for a little bit. So, he's taking care of his dad and all of that. Yeah. So, that's really an area that we are looking for. And on that note, like, a student could absolutely do that. If there's a student that is passionate about sports, they could do that. And it's an easy way for a school to be represented on Stay Positive News just by sending me a sports article.
Okay, there you go.
That's an easy way.
And if you are somebody that's passionate about sports, that's really a great need right now, because I've had a lot of people approach me about trying to find people to do things with sports.
Yeah.
And the ones that are passionate about it are a lot of the times playing it.
Right.
And that's the hard part. So if you think that that's something you're really interested in, then get in there. And if you're at Greenbrier, I'll even put you on the news.
There you go. You'll get a double whammy. Yeah. And you get your byline, you get a link to the article that you can put on a portfolio. I mean, it's a
very cool.
Good thing. Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you one of the stories that, and you may have this one in your list of things to talk about, but with prom coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I saw where they're putting together to help kids get their prom dresses and things like that. And so many, I'm telling you, if you can help some of these kids get to prom, not only with what they're going to wear, but the cost of the ticket.
Oh, I know.
Is so high. Now, I think ours are not on. It may be too late this year to help a kid with a prom ticket, because they may already be, done with the sales. I know our sales ended at right before spring.
Right before break.
Yeah. Well, actually, right at the end of March. I think they had some time after spring break, but tickets have stopped selling, because our prom is next Friday, or no, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks from Friday. It's 2 weeks from this coming Friday. And so, but the ones as far as the getting the dresses and things, I had a friend of mine donated a dress, real pretty little dress, and I was able to take it to our counseling office and say, hey, where can this go? But I love that these kiddos up at Liberty Creek have gotten together and organized it themselves. Yeah. What a cool idea. Yeah. Do you know much about this story?
So they, because of, again, and it's a group of students at Liberty Creek that were, just thinking of what is a problem that we can provide a solution for.
Right.
And they came up with this, and it was brilliant. And so they created the Empower Her Closet is the name of the event. They threw it, and they did it in the gymnasium, or in a gymnasium. Right. But they tried to make it look like a boutique. It was just super cute how they did that, and they wanted to make it very accessible and easy, so it wasn't like awkward. If you need to come shop from here, it's not going to be awkward.
Yeah.
And that's just a really, really cool. So lots of hours taking in donations, sorting everything, putting it up.
Really cool.
Yeah, yeah, very cool. Because it is expensive. I mean, it's like
I can't
prom
even.
anymore is almost like a little wedding, which
It's
blows my mind
insane.
that it's that expensive.
Well, I've always said I'm so glad I didn't have girls. I'm just like, oh,
Yeah.
not only is it not something that I'm good at all. I mean, all you gotta do is look how I dress. I don't care. And I mean, I'm just like whatever.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get that thing that
Yeah.
girls are just like, ooh, frills and lace, and I don't have time for it. But so I see these girls just get into this, and it just blows me.
Yeah.
Well, it's one little girl that's in my class. She was. Class was starting because they'll come in on their phones and then they have to put their phones away, and Mom found my shoes, or she found these kitty shoes, and she's so excited, and I was just laughing. I was like,
and then the promposals,
dear.
I mean, my goodness,
it's like, what in the world?
Like, guys, you got to hold something back, because what's going to happen when you're really proposing?
Yeah, I know. A lot of that trend started after my sweet boys had already proposed. You know what I mean? They dodged that bullet.
Yeah.
That started up kind of after the fact, and so we didn't have any big extravagant. There were some setups with proposals, I suppose, but nothing just outrageous. But anyway, it's fun. It's fun. But I love it because prom is coming up, and be praying for these kids for prom, for safety. Just a wonderful time because it's such a rite of passage for them. And they're all coming up. I know I've already seen some. Yeah. I saw some proms this past weekend pictures.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
wow.
I saw some prom pictures over the weekend. So I was like, that's a bit early.
Yeah.
But,
now, does Greenbrier, do you have a different venue that you go to?
We go to Bagsby Ranch.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that'd be pretty.
And it's wonderful. It is just, it's a perfect little prom venue. I don't know how they found it, but I was a little surprised that we're on Friday this year instead of Saturday, but I think that's fine. I think the big challenge is going to be getting the kids to school that day.
Yeah.
Getting the girls there.
That might be the
challenge. Like, when I saw it was Friday, I was like, ooh, that's going to be a challenge. Because those girls are going to want to go get their hair done and get their nails done and all the things. And I'm sure Dr. Osborne's already got a plan. But when I saw it was on Friday, I was like, what will we do that day? So because it should, and we're getting into that's during EOCs. That's the problem. Now the thing is, seniors will not be affected by EOCs, but juniors are.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
And the EOC schedule starts on the 21st, and because it's like the window opens not this coming Monday, but the next. And so the end of course testing for high school students will begin, and we need your kids there. You need your kids there because this is important for their GPA. It's important for the teachers. I feel the teachers that go, Mr. V is one of them that goes through this end of course testing. Maybe you do a story about end of course testing so that parents realize how important it is. Yeah. And that's one thing we've had in our newscast is that end of course testing is coming up. It's super important that you don't miss school right now because the ones that are being tested are just hammering trying to get stuff in because we missed 2 weeks of school because of the ice.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And so they're so behind. And I mean, I'm behind, but it's just we'll do one less project. Right. Project based. So maybe we won't do that short film we were planning on doing. But it's not something that's, going to be the end all. But for the folks that are trying to get all the math formulas in that they know are going to be on the EOC, it's a struggle.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, it frustrates me to no end when a kid's been missing for a couple of days and they come in and they weren't sick and they were just like, well, I just wasn't here. And then they want me to reteach everything they missed.
Yeah. Nope.
Or go through the, instructions. I'm like, it's on Teams. Go read it. It's and it's nothing super complicated. It's just the instructions about what you're supposed to be doing. Go read it. But anyway, reading comprehension. It'll be on the ACT. Anyway, but love them. But yeah, that's a cool thing that they did for prom. I think that's wonderful.
Yes.
So I love seeing when other students care about other students.
Yes.
And that's a cool thing. That's a really cool thing. Yeah. But talking with Sarah Ricciardi, I tell you what, let's pause. Be a good moment to pause and talk about our dear friends over at Valor Mortgage. I just
know
can't.
Chris.
You know Chris. Everybody knows Chris, man.
Yeah.
It is cracking me up because everybody seems to know him, and it just is. I'm getting a big kick out of it because I had. I'm trying to pull up.
So
his
glad
notes
that
here.
he's sponsoring.
I know, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's so funny because everybody comes in and they're like, well, Brian Pulley said, actually, I did my mortgage. I did a refi through him.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah. So I thought that was super cool. And for my notes are not coming up with my Valor Mortgage stuff. I know where to get it. It's on my email. But anyway, because we have this. We have that super legal stuff we have to do, for Valor Mortgage.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But nonetheless, we just want to make sure that you understand that when we're talking about mortgages when we talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards and all those things, they talk about how much home can you afford. And it's very important that you get with a realtor and make sure that you know how much home can you afford. Because if you don't do that right away, you're going to start looking at homes and you're liable to bite off more than you can chew. I have a friend of mine, a friend that you know, that talks about when they were building their dream home and how that when they got in it, they were like, this is more than we should have gotten. They ended up selling it.
Yes.
Because they just saw very quickly we overdid it. And so if you meet with the right mortgage person and you see how much home you can qualify for, at Valor Mortgage, they're going to walk you through it. Because it is the biggest decision, one of the biggest decisions, certainly a biggest financial decision that you're ever going to make. So you don't want a lender that's going to treat you like a number. And that's what happens when you get into a lot of these national companies. You do these searches. It's like, they're very impersonal.
Yep.
And then they'll blow up your phone too. I'm just saying. So start with Valor Mortgage. They're going to treat every homeowner that comes in that you're going to have a team that is working with you. They're right just 2 doors down from the theater. And I'm so excited about the theater.
I know.
Stories on that.
I want to so bad.
It'll be so much fun. But they have experienced loan officers for you to work with to find you the right mortgage solution for your life, for your budget, for your goals, from VA loans to FHA loans. And there's a lot of options with VA and FHA loans that I did not know. And if you qualify for a VA loan, oh my goodness, you need to talk to him. It's something with I've got a veteran.
Yeah.
And they're looking at possibly moving and maybe keeping properties to be investment properties and rental properties or B&Bs or something like that. And so there are some options for them through VA loans to do investment properties and to do those kinds of things. And so if you don't understand all that, you need to sit down and talk with Chris and his team and find out all those cool tools that they have to make it just perfect for you at the closing table. They're not just in the business of mortgage, they're in the business of making homeownership possible for everyone. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, investing for your future, Valor Mortgage is ready to serve you, and you can call them 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or you can go to Valor Mortgage, VALOR.mortgage to get pre-approved today, because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Here's the legal part. Valor Mortgage, NMLS number 1210804, DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911, equal housing lender, subject to credit approval, rates and terms subject to change without notice, not a commitment to lend. There you go. And be sure when you talk to Chris and the team over at Valor Mortgage, you let them know you sent you. Anyway, so there you go.
Yeah.
But
I love
that we were able to find a mortgage company with our
I
real
estate,
know. It's like, it's like,
and Chris is great about answering questions too. My husband is the ultimate question asker ever. And sometimes, other guys don't respond well to that. Yeah. If you're in that scenario, and Chris handled all our questions really well, and it was super easy process. So
very cool.
Yeah,
very
definitely
cool.
recommend.
Reach out. That was Brian. He was like, he saved me 2 points on my interest.
Yeah.
Brian Phillip with United Way. And
Yeah.
Reach out, y'all. Reach out. So where else are we going here?
So I want to
got a long list of stuff here. So
I
let's get to it.
Yeah, I want to talk about a ripple effect.
Okay.
Next, and so we kind of talked about that before with other stories, but this next story that's one of my favorites involves paper towels, and I love when something starts super, super simple.
I love this.
And it has big impact. So there is a new nonprofit called the Essential Needs Project, and it focuses primarily on senior citizens that are on fixed income, so 70 years plus, but then it also focuses on families, doesn't matter the age bracket, that are experiencing, something like a traumatic illness or whatever, right?
Right.
And it's a referral-based program, and what they do is they go in and they provide like essentials, like paper towels and toilet paper and things like that.
That's really cool.
It's just a way to kind of give back to a family. Yes, maybe, obviously hospital bills or a fixed income is going to be a challenge financially, but it's really kind of just that physical reminder that you are seen, you are heard, you are valued, you are loved. And the reason paper towels kind of frames the whole thing is because this all started from Terry Noah is the lady that started it, and she every Christmas would think, okay, how can I, what's a project that I can do with my son that teaches him about giving back, right?
Right.
Well, now her son is a father himself, so she's got two grandbabies now, and Terry is taking it kind of a step further and realized, honestly, LaVern, she was praying, she said, Lord, I want to see more spiritual mile markers in my life. She's seen God show up in her life. Right. But she was like, Lord, I want to see. She did the Experiencing God study. I don't know if you.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right. It's huge. And so she was like, I want to see. And so then he revealed to her, hey, this is a way I want you to give back in this way. So she started doing that. And then all of a sudden other people heard about it and wanted to contribute. And then it became, she had so many items to give, she didn't know who else to give to. And her partner in crime, Lynn, also co-worker with her there, they both came up with the same name at the same time and looked at each other and said it, and they were like, okay, that's where we need to go. So they got in the Jeep, loaded everything up, went, dropped it off, and delivered it. And the son in the family said, Mom, how did she know the exact brand of paper towels that we get? And it was just that reminder, right? It's something so simple, but it's something that for that family was that reminder of God's hand at work, right? In a moment, the mom is battling cancer, and then the father-in-law is as well. And so they're all together, taking care of one another.
Yeah.
And it was just a perfect example. And everything that family got was every item on their grocery list for the week. And somehow it lined up, right? So just a super example of that, of God at work in the midst. Again, Terry's saying, okay, show me. Yeah. And then listening. And
then listening to him to show you.
And there's more stories within that article.
Yeah,
very
and I'm
similar.
And it's called the Essential Needs Project.
Yeah, the Essential Needs Project.
I love it. And, it's so funny when you mention paper towels. I can remember as a young mother with twins, and we were getting ready to move. We were looking for property. We had a new roofing company. And I can remember not being able to afford paper towels.
Yeah. Yes.
And just going, okay, we're not getting paper towels this week.
Yes.
Because I was buying diapers for two and the essential things. And, and it wasn't as, not a big, I just, used my dish towels more instead of my paper towels. I didn't have to mark toilet paper off or anything like that. But for some people, that's so, have you, look at the prices of it. Yeah. And it becomes something. But I do remember marking paper towels. As soon as you mentioned that, I'm like, I remember doing that. And just going, I'm not going to get paper towels this week. It's just not, we don't have the cash. And I just think about the things that we take for granted. Yes. And we see that so much with Open Door. We're trying to get diapers and things like that. I honestly and truthfully don't know how you do it these days. I really don't. Things are so expensive, and incomes haven't risen with the cost of living, not to the degree that it needs to. And it's for you young families, God bless you. And like you said, families with medical issues.
Right.
You know, I know several families with medical traumas right now, and the expense that goes along with that. It's just, what a great idea. I mean, what a wonderful idea.
Yes.
That was beautiful.
Yes.
Again, another story that you can go and read, and just talk to people about how to navigate the site.
Yeah.
Because she'll start talking about one, and I'm looking for it. One of the best ways is just go to all articles, and you can kind of flip through that way. If we've mentioned something, just at the top in the heading, it has home, all articles, preferred vendors, different things like that. They've got it all laid out beautifully, and so you can of course go and click on Miss Mabel if you want to.
I know,
one of my favorites, and. But you can hit their lifestyle section, different things. But all articles is where I kind of go whenever I've heard Sarah mention something. I'm like, oh, I want to read that, and I can flip back through. But just get on there and just see all that they have going on, because it is just a cool place to spend some time, and it's going to make you feel good for sure when you come away from it. But continuing to talk about all these wonderful things, are we going to talk about Miss Mabel?
We are.
You have that on your list?
Oh. I know.
I love it.
I know, she's back. And Miss Mabel's getting more of a spotlight throughout the week, so you might notice that her quotes are going to pop up on our social media more, because she is so fun.
Yes.
I love to quote her, and it makes me smile. So I don't know if anybody else is going to smile about the added, Miss Mabel exposure, but I
love it.
Makes me happy. And this one, we're getting ready to release another one this coming week, but the one that's already out is The Truth About Fixin'. And, LaVern, in your family, like, dynamic, were you kind of the one that took care of everything? You know what I mean? Like, you were the one that had to make sure everything was good? Or, that was kind of stressful.
I mean, well, my husband was running a roofing company.
Right.
And so, I mean, it just, and I was at home, even though I was doing traffic, I was working from the home.
Yeah.
So when it came to those things, yes. But now if it came to things outside the home, it was him.
Yeah.
Like the yard and the
Right.
things like that.
Right.
That was,
Yes.
that kind of thing. So, so it was portioned out.
Right.
But when it came to the kiddos and all that, it was on me.
Yeah.
He didn't change any diapers. He'd have had 6 kids if he had them.
I was in the nursery Sunday with an older couple, and they, the husband was like, if there's diapers, you guys have to take it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. But what about, like family dynamics with, like maybe siblings? You have siblings, right?
I have a brother and a sister.
A brother and sister. So I have a brother, right? And so sometimes there's that dynamic as you get older, and then you're helping care for your parents, right? That can be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And so this particular reader was frustrated just because she feels like she's the one that everybody leans on to make sure that, like, mom's going into surgery, making sure she's okay, like has someone to care for her during recuperation. She's got her own kids, all the things. She's worn out. She's exhausted. And so she's asking Miss Mabel, how do I want to confront the problem. I want to confront my siblings. How do I do that? So Miss Mabel says it like it is, right? Like only she can. And I love it. And probably my favorite quote is, don't get your bloomers in a bunch.
Yeah.
Don't get your bloomers in a bunch. So you have to go and check out her response. But there's a lot of wisdom behind what she says often. Yeah. I mean, I really love it. So
yeah. But that's one of the things, when it comes down to it, she's like, you've got to think about the fact that sometimes the reason why you're doing it all is because you don't think anybody else can do it right.
Right. I know.
And that
the zinger.
That gets it, that gets you sometimes. And it's like, oh, okay.
I know.
All right. Yeah. Well, because you want to stay in control of it. And
because you'll do it right.
I think about, so, and then of course sometimes when I think about and not in relation, because when it comes to my parents, it was all my brother's family, because he was the one that was there, and because I'm here and he's in Kentucky, and they did a beautiful job, and but so I can't relate to that part of it because they were just rock stars, but now I do think about with my kiddos, saying I need you to do this, and they. Sometimes I would accuse them of not doing it right, just so I wouldn't ask them to do it again. And I think there's a piece of that goes on too, especially with kids,
So I was grooming my dog last night. So we have this mutt. So he's got really interesting hair. And you'll see him in videos with Stay Positive. And my daughter, who's 19, was watching me and she goes, "Can I please do that for you?" I wasn't doing it right, LaVern. And I had the thought in my head. I was like, I should do this next time too, because then she'll just do it.
There you go. It's like that. Let her have it. It's like, well, of course. Thank you. Thank
please.
You. Very good. I love it. We've only got just a few minutes. We do talk about UPS is another one of our sponsors. We'll hold that over to tomorrow. Love them. Yeah. Mainly because I know Lee Marie's going to talk about them here in a minute, but we do remind you to get over to UPS, not just to drop off your Amazon packages, but for everything. Yes. And we love them a lot. But Lee Marie will be coming in for another episode of The Go Show, which is about all the schedules and all the things you need to know when it comes to events going on around town. She's the go-to person. She's got it all down. So, but we'll spend the last few minutes letting Sarah wrap up. What else have you got there for us? Anything that we've missed, or did you get to most of it?
No, I think I got to most of it for sure. We have, of course, a fun baseball story. So if you love baseball, on all the things, the smell of fresh cut grass, kids covered in red dirt. If you can relate, hot dog stand dinners, then you want to head over and read that out. It's just a fun summer read talking about baseball life, so you might be able to relate to that.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
My grandson plays baseball big time. My oldest grandson, then my granddaughter's the softball.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you're right there. Yeah.
Yeah. We're in it.
All the
time. You baseball people are crazy.
Yeah.
All you do is play baseball. It's like, anyway.
I'm a tennis mom now, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Not quite as crazy. And it's for a short amount of time. So
yeah, exactly.
I can handle it.
It's all good, though. It's fun. It's fun. We just don't get to all of it, but we do the best we can. So what else you got for us?
Another one that we have, just real quick, is we talk about Venada's martial arts. So those are local martial arts students that went on a competition in Memphis, did really well. I was able to learn more about that program, which was fascinating. And so that reminder, we want to hear about local sports stories where, and not just the big sports, right? We want to hear about all different sports. If you're involved in something, you want it to get the spotlight, reach out with a good story. We'd love to share it. It's just exciting. Again, the confidence that kids gain from doing something like that. Also, our community spotlight too. We got to feature Sergeant Ink from White House. He's been around for a hot minute. And we got to feature his story. And so if there's anyone in your community that you want us to shine the spotlight on and you want a piece of their story to be shared, please reach out. You can go on our website and you can see where you connect and actually give us story leads. There's a little option there that goes directly to me. And so I would love to have them. And then also on the website too, you can hit that little search magnifying icon, should be at the top. You can hit that and keyword search for anything in particular that we've talked about. And then also just this little reminder, you can totally set Stay Positive News as an icon on your phone screen. You can do that.
And it's the smiley face.
The smiley face, and you click it every day, and then you get all the things right there.
When you're scrolling, you need to, how do we get that? How do we get that?
So when you go, you have to be on your mobile device or whatever, right? And you go in your web browser and look for it, and then it should be an option.
Okay.
I will do I believe that. With the three dots in the bottom.
Okay, so we can put that on our phone, and I think that will help me stay checked in.
Because
I'm on
easier.
I'm on this more than I am the computer. And so people, I know they think I'm on social media all the time. I'm not. I mean, I put the stuff up for the show, and then I'm driving to school, and I'm at school, and then I'm doing, especially during the school year, I'm just slammed.
Yes.
And so if I tell everybody, I don't turn on notifications on my phone.
I don't either.
I don't let this thing drive me. I pick it up and it's a tool. And so when I'm picking up my tool, if I have a moment to look at things, maybe during my lunch I'll get on, but 9 times out of 10 I'm listening to a podcast or something. But I love the idea that there would be that little smiley face icon.
I know. It's just so happy.
I gotta look at the news.
It's so
I love
happy.
that. That's a great idea. So I'll put that on my phone. But it's so cute too. I love the big smiley face. So
I know. I love our little logo.
It's great, and it's so simple, but it's so perfect. It's just like a smile.
For sure.
But anything else before we wrap it up? I'm assuming Lee Marie is, sometimes she'll text me, I'm running a little late.
Yeah.
But,
she's not right here yet.
Yeah, she'll be here in just a minute. But Lee Marie will be popping in here for the Go Show, and she's always got something fun to bring to the table. So I hope you'll stick around for another full hour of the Go Show with Lee Marie. And we're going to have, tomorrow we'll have United Way will be in. And then Julie Bernard is sending in a friend of hers to talk about some things in Orlando. I think that's what's happening tomorrow. But just some it may get a little political, not necessarily political, but just some things that have been a struggle. And but anyway, is she running late? She's running a little bit late. So I love the Bernards a lot, and so if you know, we'll just leave it at that. If you know, and we'll just leave it because I'm not really sure the direction that first half hour is going to go. But if you know, and so it'll be an interesting conversation. So. Because I love the community. I love everything they have going. I love the Bernards so much, and I love their shop and all that they're doing. And Julie just cracks me up. She's just a fun person to talk to. But anyway, so but a friend of Julie's is coming in tomorrow, and we'll just leave it at that and see what happens.
And then buckle up.
That's
right?
a tease.
Buckle
That's
up
a tease,
for the ride,
y'all.
Yeah.
Well, we've got another minute or two because Lee Marie's running a little bit behind. You got anything else you want to cover?
Oh, goodness gracious. You know what? Miss Mabel needs your questions.
Okay.
So absolutely, you can go again. You can go to staypositive.news. You can click the button to submit. But yeah, send us your dilemma, and rest assured, nobody's name is ever revealed, right? So this can also be a dilemma that maybe you've had in the past, like how do you handle crazy drivers? I don't know. I mean, that could be a question, but Miss Mabel would love to know because. Of course, she's going to give you her sassy Southern wisdom, only she can.
I encourage people when you're driving, just chill.
Yes.
I know, and I get frustrated if I'm running late. It's always on you. God's slowing you down for a reason, probably trying to keep you out of an accident or something. Yeah. And yesterday I came out of school, and we had just come out of school zones, so I was super chilling. I was just going super slow. And I was in the left-hand lane because it was just packed. There was just car. Yeah. And I'm one of these, I try very diligently to move to the right because I'm not one that drives high speed. I'm that old lady now that drives a little slow. And this big old truck come up behind me and honks their horn. And I'm like, there was a bus right beside me. And it's like, can you just take a minute?
I know.
Take a breath.
Awful.
And they were just so mad. And
I know.
Life's too short, dude.
Yeah, to be that mad that quick.
Yes, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. You know who you are.
It's always the big trucks, LaVern.
No. It's like, chill out. And
Yeah.
I think they kind of felt bad after they got past me because they kind of chilled out and just kind of, and they didn't act a fool. But sometimes they do. And just cut it out, y'all.
So I know. It's so dangerous.
I know.
Yeah.
So maybe we need to get Miss Mabel on.
I think we
driving
should.
safety.
Yeah.
Throw that one at her. And see I bet she'll get a little sassy on that one.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of good stuff coming up, and I hope you'll stick around for Lee Marie and the Go Show coming up with all the things that are happening. And that's one thing, y'all get into calendar events sometimes and things that are coming up.
Yeah, we have a community calendar, so you can absolutely submit your event, especially if it's fun, family-oriented, free, anything like that. Yeah, that's true.
That's coming, right?
Friday. This is Friday.
Yeah. So that's coming. Hang on. My husband's calling me now because he's like, why aren't you off the air? But anyway, I'll call you back in a minute, hon. But anyway, the Patriot Fest. What is the Patriot Fest? Because I thought that was something else. I saw that. What is that?
So it's a fundraiser for White House Heritage Elementary.
Okay.
And they do it. It's their big fundraiser every year, but it's like a small town carnival kind of theme.
Be great. And so that's this Friday. You can go to that.
You can go hang out and enjoy, and then give back to something.
I love it. Very good. But Lee Marie's going to be coming up with the Go Show. We're going to have to go ahead because I got to
I know.
got
Yeah,
school
yeah.
to do. So we'll go ahead and put it back to music until Lee Marie gets here. But I hope you'll stick around for another full hour of local programming right here on
He's not gonna,
here on 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Bye. Thank you.